So then you have to like teach a little bit more, but I think it's more skill cap increase.
Yeah. So one of the other things, because you obviously brought up the changes of Maverick, what are your opinions on Maverick and then Clash and how they've changed the meta at this point?
I think Maverick was a really cool idea. I think the way that he ended up coming into the game was really bad. Sound is a huge issue with him, mostly because of the way that Rainbow Six wanted to create sound. They wanted it to be something where, you know, if they did something down the hallway, you would hear that noise through the door that you're standing next to. And, you know, a lot of games like Counter-Strike, if they're on the other side of the wall and they make noise, you hear it through the wall. And that's not necessarily something that happens. You hear it technically in real life through the door. So I do get that Rainbow Six was trying to create this like real sound scenario, but for gamers it's really hard because in every other game we're so used to it coming right through the wall, like right next to us. So it's frustrating at times. And then, you know, when you have an operator that you create like this, if like there's a door that's closed right there, you don't hear the sound. So now Maverick is making holes on the other side of your wall and then quick swapping to his gun and killing you right away. It's just really broken. So I really like the idea of Maverick, but it's really hard to deal with as a defender because you can't just stare at walls the whole round. You can't, I mean, no one, like you only have 5 defenders. You can't have them all turn and look at reinforced walls. Like they're supposed to be there to protect you in the first place. So that kind of understanding has been weird to adjust to. The big thing is like understanding angles and stuff. So I try to teach them like think a lot of like where you're standing, just like you would it as a drone hole. Like you don't want to go sit on the drone hole. Like make sure that you're in a good spot that, you know, if something happens that you can react to it. So it does change a little default positions, I would say. But I do like Maverick overall. I think he's a pretty cool operator. He's a cool idea. I really do like the idea of having more hard breach in the game. Kind of how he like ended up coming out. I didn't expect him to like open up hatches the way he does. I don't like the way that he kind of like struggles with hatches. It's really weird. And I kind of honestly thought that when he was going to be formed, you wouldn't be drawing on the walls the way that you do. So yeah, it's kind of weird how it all came to life, but I think good idea. And then for Clash, I don't like it. I don't like shields. I've never been a huge fan of shields. I've never really ran teams that like shields. If they want to like continue to have a place in this game, like that's not up to me, honestly. And my only thing is I have to prepare my guys to play the game that's out there. So I'm not really too worried about complaining about shields. You know, we just have to learn how to play with and against them. The only thing I don't like with her is you can't reach her. And they're trying to change that with like the patch notes and stuff, is like she slows you so much and then like you're slowed afterwards that pretty much as long as she keeps walking backwards, you'll never catch her. Yeah. And then so if you're in a position where you're like a 2v3 and they have a Clash still alive, you lost the round. As long as they play it right. You know, if you get too close, like we saw, I don't know if you're watching, but you saw Laxing. They were in a 1v2 and he got too close with the shield and Eclipse was ended up able to like punch him and then shoot him. You know, he made a mistake. He even tweeted out that he made like a big mistake doing that. So yeah, as long as you play Clash right, it's really hard to lose. I mean, that's just pretty much how it works. And I mean, I think honestly, I wish they would have never released her, but yeah, it's just one of those things you have to deal with.